The African Nova Scotian Education Framework was developed to move the system forward. The framework aims to address the systemic power structures that create barriers for African Nova Scotian students and students of African ancestry. In the inclusive education policy, all staff are called to use their power and privilege to support Black students in feeling safe, accepted, and valued. The African Nova Scotian Education Framework provides direction and support with the 5 pillars as to ensure student success during their time in school. To support the understanding of the framework, I would like to share the following definitions. African Nova Scotians are also referred to as Indigenous Black people. African Nova Scotians are a distinct group of people with roots tracing back to free and enslaved Black individuals who inhabited the original 52 historical Black communities in Nova Scotia. They exhibit resilience, creativity, spirituality, and hope that have profoundly shaped their families, communities, and the province of Nova Scotia. African ancestry are a group of people with a genetic heritage from Africa. People of African ancestry are people who can trace their lineage to the continent of Africa, reflecting their historical and biological connection to the continent. African descent are a group of people who have a cultural and historical connection to Africa. This connection includes people worldwide who identify as someone with African roots, considering both genetic and cultural ties. It acknowledges shared history and legacy across different regions. The term Black refers to individuals or communities with African ancestry or heritage. It includes a diverse range of ethnicities and cultures. It is often used to describe people of African descent who have been subject to historical and systemic oppression based on their race. This construct acknowledges both the shared experiences and unique identities within the Black community. It is important to know that African Nova Scotian learners are descendants of rich, multi-generational, multi-ethnic histories of wisdom, intelligence, strength, and resilience. Their sense of identity, purpose, and belonging are interwoven in family and community. Spirituality is a foundational tenet within the African Nova Scotian worldview. African Nova Scotian learners are holistic, comprised of spirit, mind, and body. Education is a right for all children and should enhance and inspire African Nova Scotian learners to fulfill their purpose, promise, and potential. Curriculum and learning resources should accurately provide knowledge of African Nova Scotians and their ways of knowing and being. The African Nova Scotian Education Framework is comprised of 5 pillars. Each pillar outlines the essential themes that are necessary to ensure that Black students feel safe, cared for, and inspired. This foundational structure addresses the systemic barriers that exist in education, allowing Black students to be heard, seen, and supported so they can reach their promise and potential. The Authentic Self-Identification pillar celebrates African Nova Scotian students as proud descendants of over 400 years of legacy within the diaspora. This pillar highlights the lived multi-ethnic history and strength of their ancestors, as they endured several years of enslavement and segregation within the lands we now call Nova Scotia, Canada, and North America. The Black communities in Nova Scotia are richly diverse. Members of these communities self-identify to honor their unique cultural heritage, assets, and ways of being. This act of self-identification is a powerful testament to their pride and respect for their story. It is essential to nurture and affirm the identities of African Nova Scotian students. When we recognize and celebrate their individual and collective identities, we show them we value them. This validation is crucial for their sense of belonging and self-worth. By understanding and appreciating the rich cultural backgrounds, we can create an inclusive and supportive environment that honors their heritage and fosters their growth. The pillar, Knowing Them as They Are Known, explains that African Nova Scotian cultural beliefs hold a profound and beautiful view of Black children. The students are seen as wonderful creations, each one endowed with unique gifts and talents. To truly support African Nova Scotian students, it's essential that we employ practices that honor the spiritual, familial, and communal understandings inherent in their culture. By doing so, we create an environment that not only recognizes but celebrates the brilliance of Black learners. Culturally responsive teaching is the heart of knowing them as they are known. When educators engage with students in ways that respect and incorporate their cultural backgrounds, it leads to a multitude of positive outcomes. This method inspires wellness, fosters a strong sense of belonging, and empowers Black children to thrive academically and personally. With the educational programming and services pillar, we want to highlight the importance of meaningful academics and wellness programming, services, and supports. Our aim is to equip each and every student with the skills and support they need to achieve their goals and explore diverse career options. In supporting these goals, we aim to dismantle barriers throughout the education system. To ensure that students have access to the right courses and programs, a culturally responsive and linguistic lens is used to collect and monitor data. This allows us to understand students' needs and provide support accordingly. Through careful analysis of provincial data, we identify trends, gaps, and opportunities. Then support planning that ensures that students are prepared for graduation and recognize various post-secondary pathways. Our ultimate goal is to inspire students to pursue their passions and achieve their career aspirations. The fourth pillar underscores the essential role of empowering parents, families, elders, and the community as a student support system. Parents and families serve as the primary educators and supporters of their children. They make crucial decisions about their child's programming and support, with guidance from elders and the involvement of community. By acknowledging their expertise and insights, we can tailor support to meet the child's unique needs. Research shows that collaboration between teachers and parents, school and home, leads to more effective support strategies. Empowering parents and families includes regular, open communication and creating an inclusive environment where parents feel valued. Providing clear, accessible information about programs and supports is essential for informed decision-making. Community organizations provide additional support and enrichment opportunities to enhance the educational experience for all students. The fifth pillar, titled Equitable Access and Involvement, emphasizes the importance of increasing access to inclusive and culturally responsive resources. This pillar calls for commitment to providing African Nova Scotian students and students of African ancestry with quality resources, academic supports, and personal well-being. It is crucial that the Black community be actively involved in the process of selecting and implementing these resources to address the needs of the students. A priority is to ensure that anti-Black racism is identified and eliminated. This pillar also looks to ensure that African Nova Scotian staff have access to and are intentionally included in professional learning and training opportunities. The African Nova Scotian Education Framework focuses on enhancing the educational experience and outcomes for African Nova Scotian students and students of Black African ancestry. Thank you for supporting our learners by allowing our students to be heard, seen, and inspired so they can reach their promise and potential. Additional resources can be found on the website on the screen.